So, Julie, thank you so much for coming and visiting our I Am Woman Hour for the first time today, and to introduce to us how we discover our soul purpose. So I can't wait. Could we give Julie a round of applause? Yes. And over to you, Julie.
Thank you, everyone. I'm really so blessed to be here, and thank you. And I could talk to you about everything, but what I'm going to do is take you through a guided meditation and actually show you what I do. So I am a Reiki master, I'm a spiritual healer and all that jazz, and if you want to know more about me then obviously you can connect. But what we're going to do now is I want you to sit nice and comfortably, and if you haven't meditated before, it's fine. Just listen to my voice and just close your eyes and just listen to my voice. I'm going to put some music on, hopefully you can hear it, but if not, can you hear that? Yeah? No? Yeah? Okay. So I'd like you to just sit nice and comfortably with both feet on the floor. And I want you to just close down your eyes and taking a nice deep breath in, deep down into your belly. Breathing in nice and deep and breathing out nice and slow out your mouth, almost like a little sigh. And just feel your body relax more and more. Taking another nice deep breath in now, deep, deep down into your belly. Breathe out slowly through your mouth, like a little sigh, and just let all your worries just drift away. Another nice deep breath in now as we breathe deep down into your belly. Just let it all go with a little sigh as you breathe out through your mouth. And as you concentrate on your breath, just stop breathing in and out through your nose, breathing in nice and deep. Breathing out nice and slow. Inhaling as much fresh oxygen as you can and feeling the power of that breath, and let it soaking into every cell of your body. So just focusing on my voice and maybe the music if you can hear it, or any other sounds around you. Just notice what you can hear. And then just focus on the sensations in your body. Focus on your fingertips. What are they touching? Are they touching your knees, on your lap, or are they touching each other? And how does that feel? How do your fingertips feel? And notice the palms of your hands, and how do they feel? Do they feel soft? Do they feel warm? Just notice what your feet are touching. Are they touching the floor? Can you feel the relaxation now going through the whole of your body as you keep concentrating on your breath, breathing in and breathing out. Notice how the soles of your feet feel. Becoming aware of your head now, and notice how your scalp feels. It might start tingling as you start to relax more and let the energy wash over you. And can you sense how extremely powerful your brain is? How about your mind? Can you become aware of your mind, your big, beautiful mind? And your mind is your imagination. And our imagination is boundless, unlimited, has no limits, full of infinite potential. And you can literally use the great power of your creative imagination to not only connect with your higher self, but experience quantum dimensions. So I'm going to count from 10 to 1, and with each number I say, you will float along your timeline of your past, observing all the moments of your life which have passed you by, And this won't involve any emotion whatsoever. You're just going to observe each moment of your life. And as we're floating along this timeline of your life, you're going to go all the way to your birth and make your way back to a soul level where you can communicate with your higher self, also known as your higher consciousness, your quantum self. So starting now with 10, letting your mind begin to drift back in time. What were you doing this morning, yesterday, last month? 9, see what you were doing last year. 8, floating back along your timeline, 5 years have gone by, then 10 years. 7, drifting all the way to your school days, maybe seeing moments flash by when you were a teenager. 6, drifting through your childhood, seeing the places you lived during these times. Any special memories that come, just let them pass by like a little cloud. 5, you're now seeing things from when you were young. Perhaps they are real accounts of memories you had. Or maybe they're just stories you were told about your earlier childhood. 4, you can see yourself as a baby now. You're just learning to walk. See these moments as clearly as you can. 3, you're just a tiny, tiny baby now, before you could walk. And you see all these beautiful people caring for you. Observe any colours and any sounds you may notice from this time. 2, you're now in your mother's womb. You're safe and you're warm. It's so lovely and quiet in there. And you feel wanted in the world outside of your mother. 1, you're now only a spark of life in your mother, sent from your father. And 0, you're passing back into the spiritual dimension, the place of unlimited awareness. Just observe what you're experiencing right now as you sense a presence that is pure and beautiful. It's the most intelligent presence you've ever felt. This presence is your spirit, your higher self. Notice the qualities of this existence. What's it like? Allow for the moment of stillness now. This higher self has been waiting such a long time for you to come to this moment where you can connect and learn. Just observe what form this higher knowledge, this higher self is taking on in this moment. What do they look like? Notice every detail. Notice every quality about this quantum being. Notice everything about them that you can. They're so excited that you are here and listening. And the first bit of knowledge this spirit offers is about you in your human form, giving you insight about something that you need to know. So as you open yourself up completely now, open yourself up to anything you need to learn about this current human form, this human incarnation that you are experiencing. Just listen and observe. And listen with an open mind, allowing anything in your mind that needs to present itself. Good. Any messages you receive here and now, you will remember for the rest of your human life. This is a very important moment with your total soul consciousness. And you may hear messages in the form of words, or you may see pictures, or you may just have a feeling. Whatever you're experiencing is perfectly fine. There's no right or wrong, just what you're experiencing right now. This is your intuition. Breathing in nice and deeply now, allow your intuition to speak with you. Good. So this moment you're spending with your intuition is void of any fears, because fear simply can exist when present, when spirit is present. So without any burden of fear, ask this all-knowing higher knowledge whatever you need to know or anything that springs to mind. You can say to yourself now, in your head, say to your higher self, how can my human incarnation carry out my soul's purpose? And then just listen and observe. Incarnating as life on earth is a learning experience, kind of like a school. So ask this spirit now anything you need to know or do as a student in human form. And just breathe and just listen as closely as you can. Because any message you receive, anything that you're feeling, any sensations that you feel are very important. Good. So as you spend this time together with your higher self, you'll notice you feel totally relaxed, totally rejuvenated, and your mind automatically sorts through any problems with ease and clarity. Earth is a chance for us to solve any and all problems so that we can fully experience pure paradise. So ask your higher self now anything that comes to mind and listen very closely. There are 7 messages that your higher self has for you right now. So as they say each of these things to you, sit with the message and allow yourself to make of it what you will. So your higher self wants you to know you deserve the best in every situation. Your higher self wants you to know you have special gifts. Your higher self is asking you to turn negatives into positives. Saying, live and let others live. It's asking you to remember to make time for play and have fun and enjoy what you do. Saying, meditate as much as you can. Be at peace with yourself. Just sit and breathe and listen and observe. And most of all, love yourself always. So now you're going to merge fully and completely with your higher self, bringing you full access to your intuition during every moment of your human life. just absorb how that feels, how relaxed and in tune you feel with your higher self, your intuition. As you take a nice deep breath in, just be grateful and acknowledge that you've had an incredible experience today, one that will last you for your entire life. And we're going to slowly come back now to wakeful awareness, and you're going to bring back all that you've learnt with you today. So 1, slowly coming back. 2, feeling really, really good. 3, feeling strong. 4, breathing in fresh oxygen. 5, feeling complete. 6, feeling whole. 7, feeling wiser. 8, coming back now. 9, almost there. 10, feeling happy and rejuvenated. And open your eyes. Thank you. How is everyone? If everyone's having a bit of struggle coming back, just top of your head. Take a nice deep breath in. You might want to have a drink of water. If you have any questions or anything, and we've got time, we can go through them, or just message me and we can hop on a one-to-one with you and we can go through everything that came up for you today. So I hope you all enjoyed it, and thank you.
Thank you. Let's take everyone's feedback. So what happened? So I'm going to come to Lucy, because that seemed to have had quite an effect on you, Lucy. So tell us what happened for you.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I felt like I could sleep. I was proper zoned out, I was. At first, they were saying, oh, listen what's around you. My dog's literally right next to me, snoring his head off. I was just like... But I love like sessions like this. I always have like a Reiki session, which always feels like my mind gets clear as well. And yeah, I love things like this.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Over to you, Miriam. What happened for you? Because you're way into the woo-woo spirit, aren't you, Miriam? You connect.
Yeah, I really love and know the power of connecting to nature, really, for me. And I think what this highlighted for me was it reminded me, because sometimes on a Monday I'm a little bit like, oh God, I haven't got time. It's Monday, it's the start of the week. Can I really have time for I Am Woman Hour? And it just reminded me that I absolutely do, and that I am where I should be right now. So that was a fantastic reminder, and I feel a lot calmer as well to finish, continue with my day in a calm way instead of stressing about the things I haven't done. So thank you, Julie. Thank you.
I always feel as well, it's almost like as though in business, as you were saying, Miriam, we're racing all the time. Even when we're making decisions, we're not stopping at the crossroads to connect, to listen, to listen to intuition, higher self. We're just racing. So yeah, I loved it. Absolutely adored it. I love reconnecting in this way. So coming to you, Rachel. So what happened for you?
I just found that it was quite a pleasant experience to stop and have a moment for yourself, to take a breath, to not feel guilty for it as if you're supposed to be doing something else or working on something else. So yeah, it was quite selfishly wonderful. Yeah.
Yay. Oh, that's lovely. Selfish.
I love that.
Chris, our crystals lady, what was that like for you? I bet you find it quite easy to do this connection, Chris. Do you?
Yeah, well, it's something that I do. Julie knows I do this. So it's but it's so nice to have somebody else do it to me because it's not always so easy to do it for yourself. So it's nice to have that and that reconnection and those downloads. And I found Julie's voice and that really, really soothing, and I really connected really, really well. So I've massive downloads. I've started writing it down, so I need to, but just a lot of clarity and a lot of symbols, which is what I tend to work with. So that was really beautiful. Thank you, Julie.
And so it's really interesting as well. A lot of people are getting involved in online learning and just how powerful a meditation can be as part of that online learning, because people do need to tap into what's going on and make sense of what's going on. And I think meditation is a really important part of us working out, what we should be doing, or create some clarity and thinking in what we're doing. Yeah, I loved it. So coming to you, Lisa, website Wonder Woman. Have you ever incorporated meditations into online learning for people on their websites?
Lots. And I think much like Miriam and Rachel said, it was just nice to just switch off and just be quiet.
Yeah. And are you seeing meditation more of people's online learning content, Lisa?
I think maybe it's just the type of people I work with, but I work with a lot of like spiritual type coaches and that type of thing. So they have like the MP3 downloads of meditations, hypnosis, all that type of stuff. So yeah, I do a lot of that.
So that might be an interesting topic for us all to look at, how we create, MP3 downloads to go on a website. Yeah. And it could be on any topic, really, couldn't it? MP3s. Okay, coming to you, our art of the fairy tale. So how did you enjoy it then, Lorna? What came through for you?
Enjoy it. I want to be a woo-woo person, and I'm not as much as I want to be. And I think it's because I never stop to smell the roses. And a bit like Rachel, I quite enjoyed, just stopping and the whole experience. I like the look of my higher self too. I've got a very vivid imagination. She's bloody gorgeous, but I mean, my joking aside, yes, I could feel images in my head, and I really, really enjoyed that, Julie. Thank you.
I would have thought you would be well into this as a daily practice, Lorna. What with you with the art of the fairy tale and all this creative mind and brain stuff going on?
As I say, absolutely, you'd think, wouldn't you? And it's a long story. There are reasons, and it's a long story, not for now, but there are reasons why I've blocked so much. So it was nice just to step away, and it's always feels self-indulgent actually this morning, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Thank you, Lorna. And coming to you, Karen, what did you get out of this session? And is this something you do regularly, or is it like booking into the spa once a year?
I think it's more one to the spa once a year. I did a guided meditation on a CD once, and it was around the spirit animal. And mine came out as a unicorn with a wise owl on it. So the combination of the woo-woo, but also the wisdom that goes with it. It was very, very strange. So yeah, I just love that. And yeah, I got a couple of messages that are quite useful to know. Yeah.
And just a note to people, when they are doing meditations, check how long they take, because I was well into a meditation with Marissa Peer, forgetting I had a business Wales appointment. Lucky she rang me on the phone, because I was well into it. I'd gone. I don't know what I was doing, probably in a wonderland or climbing a tree or something, and Eva saying, "Where are you? Where are you?" Sat at the computer in Wooland. It was wonderful. And over to you, Leslie. I know you were really looking forward to this morning. So what happened for you in this guided meditation? Oh, you're on mute, so I better take you off mute. Leslie. Oh, where's Leslie in my lineup? Can you get yourself off? Ah, here we are. Ask to unmute.
Okay.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been meditating for over 30 years. I'm very spiritual. I have healing powers, and I take spirits with me. They're always with me. So this has been really, really good this morning. I've really enjoyed it. Thank you.
And was it a reminder for you of things perhaps you'd sort of brushed aside, or refreshing things in your mind?
Yeah, I mean, it's not something I've thought of doing in business. I don't connect that. I connect it with relaxing in the night and bringing spirits to me, like calling them. I haven't thought about doing it in business before.
So, so what were there any questions you wanted to ask Julie before we start exploring this a bit further? The process.
Yeah, there probably is, but I can't really think about it at the minute. I was seeing colours like purples, and I saw my third eye, and I can see how it can be. I mean, everyone needs that minute, don't they? That half an hour to get back into life again. You know, we all need to disconnect to reconnect. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, I really enjoyed it.
Was there anything you wanted to add, Julie, or are there any questions that people want before Julie puts a sort of, you know, a close down on the topic? So I'm going to come to you, our amazing Karen Brown, because Karen and I are exploring hypnotherapy at the moment with Marissa Peer, and exploring and hypnosis is all part of, you know, this exercise of what we did today in meditation. And it's so important in business. And, you know, we haven't made that connection yet between what we've just done and hypnotherapy and business. And so over to you, Karen. Do you want to do a bit of explaining on just the importance of how this integrates with business and how it'll integrate with your business?
Thanks for putting me on the spot like that. How you do that? I think for me, what Marissa Peer does is the rapid transformational therapy, using hypnosis to go back and look at trauma and to try and sort of heal those sort of things. But still a huge amount to learn. But a lot of it is around beliefs, and it's a sort of a way of using hypnosis to sort of banishing those limiting beliefs, which is why it's so effective. And I'm sort of so much to learn. I mean, we're buddying up, but I'm still a bit behind Cheryl, so she keeps sort of kicking my ass periodically. But I am enjoying it. It's just there's so much to learn. But for me, it's going to be working with authors who are struggling with the I'm not good enough, the mindset problems, limiting beliefs, and actually just laser focusing it down to get them more confident and more comfortable with getting the writing out there, and hopefully getting a really good book that people then want to buy as well.
And those people who've been part of Aspire with I Am Woman know something called the matrix moments before you go to sleep in order to set goals. And it's in everyone's journal. So in I Am Woman, we have this technique, especially we've promoted a lot through our Aspire program, where before you go to sleep, you have a matrix moment, which is getting the brain, whilst it's going into sleep, into something called a theta state. And this theta state is what we use in hypnosis and what we use in meditation in order to suggest things to our brain that can be far more positive in our lives, or help us to overcome any internal challenges we might have going on. It could be lack of self-belief, or just stuff that we're doing that's really holding our business back. So perhaps Jane, you could elaborate a little bit more on that for us, about how through this meditative process you can really get into those almost like gaps in the brain and the suggestibility part of the brain to actually just change behaviors and create some more positive stuff going on. So Jane, I'm coming to you. Is Jane on mute? Jane?
Julie,
sorry, Julie.
I was thinking, oh, you're talking to me? My name's Julie. So I'm a master practitioner in hypnosis, NLP, and timeline resourcing. So exactly what you've said, really, it is all about beliefs and values and all that stuff. And it is basically bypassing the critical factor in your brain. So your unconscious mind basically takes all loads of traumas from when you were like a child, but also from when you were past life, and also generational stuff that's been passed down to you, like from family history and everything, and that is all stored in every single cell of our body. And then whenever we go through like daily life, something will trigger us and we don't even know what's triggered us, but it sends a message to our brains like and then so it's trying to hypnosis basically helps you eliminate all those limiting beliefs, the ones that you know about and the ones that you don't know about. And what I'm working on at the moment is I'm actually putting a program together where I'm wanting to help women in business align all their chakras, all their energy centers with the essence of their business. So so they can basically use their chakra power to, so your root chakra would be like all systems and processes and everything, and get your chakras aligned to the essence of your business. So then your business is aligned to the essence of you. So you are a walking, talking part of your business. It's not just like a little sideline. You embody yourself into your business. So that's what I'm working on at the moment. My crown chakra's going bonkers. Sorry. It's going
You know, Karen and I have been sort of digging ourselves into the Marissa Peer stuff and doing a lot of personal development along the way. And through the hypnotherapy, just understanding, going back to what Lorna was saying, that there are bits in our history that in some ways we need to rewrite because it's happened, that it's had an effect on something else. So just something I would share is that I recognized through doing one of these with Marissa Peer, recognizing as a child, I took on the role as carer. And Marissa Peer says, whatever role you take on as a child, you keep it. Yeah. And what that means is that you're the carer, but everyone else can be super creative because you're the one picking up all the slack on the caring. And you think, well, how did that happen then? Why haven't I got my free child out and going out and doing blah, 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 blah? When did I pick up this role as a carer? I'm going to sort that one out. So I have to do a bit of reprogramming on that. So it really gets you thinking about the different roles that you've chosen, or the different roles that you didn't even knew that you've chosen. Or it could be a behavior type that you are, and you think, hang on, you know, when did I start self-sabotaging? When did I start having these beliefs that are not really serving me that well? And how can I get in there and do some work on this stuff? Because if we're to be the best version of ourselves in business, we've got to clear out all the crap. Otherwise, it's like having a fridge that we've never cleared out and there's loads of things going off there, and you think, well, this isn't serving me very well, but you're leaving it there, but it's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. So I think it's good to have a really good clear out to discover, you know, what's still in there that I don't need, that's not serving me well. And, you know, like rotten food is just, you know, no purpose to anyone or anything. So that's my take on it anyway. So I'd like everyone to now share, you know, what have they learned about this session, about themselves, or perhaps, you know, their application of it, or, you know, what they're like in business because of stuff they're not really dealing with. Whatever you want to share, it would be really lovely for you to share. So I'm going to come to you, Rachel. So what have you got out of this session this morning, and how could you put it to work?
I've just taken away the fact that I need to breathe a bit more and take time to think and focus. And yeah, because one of the things I've been working on with my business coach is to assign time for business development and to write my big bets. So whereas I got all of these things going on, like trying to get business that way, trying to get business that way, I've had a few contracts that have fallen down recently, or not contracts, rather, promises that didn't come through. And I think it was because my bets weren't big enough. So I'm trying to structure a little roadmap for the company to properly focus my attention. And I think that by taking time to breathe and make sure I'm as focused as I can be, well, it should enhance that process for me.
And you have a thinking pod in your business, don't you? How do you use that?
Well, my thinking pod, most people call it the dojo, but I call it Doris after my great grandmother, who was a prostitute and was an amazing woman who used to do the most insane, wonderful things, which she got a bit forgotten about. And I say, you know, make money any way you can. And she was very good at it. So that's another story altogether. But yeah, I use it to sort of find my inner Doris.
Fantastic. I think that's an Iron Woman hour all on its own, isn't it? Finding your inner Doris.
Well, to an extent, I think they're right, yeah. You know?
Well,
yeah.
I got your personal history wrong. So when I tell your story, I say your grandfather thought your grandmother was running knocking shops, but she was running homes for the elderly. Have I got it the wrong way round?
No, what can you not tell that story though? I'm only just saying it now. Yes, so no, she was running knocking shops, and then obviously the tax man came a knocking. So then she changed them all into care homes.
All right, so I did the wrong way around. I'll stop telling the story. Oh gosh, I don't know where we are on this now. So Miriam, what did you get out of that session? How are you going to apply it?
Well, now I've just completely, you know, care homes, knocking shops. I don't know where I am now. I think, what was the question? What did I get from it today? Oh, I think, like I said before, the slowing down and connecting, like I'm really good at doing that when I'm walking or gardening and painting. I feel like all those things are a type of meditation for me. But actually sitting and doing it that way has been a real eye-opener for me, because I've tried in the past, and I think actually having somebody doing it for me has been a huge help. And it highlights again the reason why I think I Am Woman is so good for me is I'm not very good at asking for help with things, and so I flounder around a little bit, and just realizing that by you doing the guided meditation has highlighted that as well. So yeah.
Fantastic. Lucy, Mortgage Solutions, what did you get out of that, and how will you apply it? What will you do differently?
I just think it's quite important for you to do things like this, just to have a bit of a step back. We all probably are like 100 miles an hour every single day, like business as well as like personal life. But I try and do it like on a monthly basis, have like a session in my local. But yeah, I just really enjoy it. But yeah, it's really important to apply it as well.
Thank you. And Lisa, how will you use this new learning? How will you impact your business by it?
I think for me, I find it very, very difficult to switch off. And I've tried doing like meditations and stuff before, and like hypnosis and things like that. And I'm like constantly just thinking, is it going to finish yet? Is it going to finish? Because that's how hard I find it to switch off. But I think where we were doing it together, I had to do it to the end because we were all there. I think that forced me to do it. So, which was really good, because then it is like you feel really calm and everything. I can see the benefits of it. I just really, it's something I really struggle with. So, you know, I'll have to keep doing it with all of it all the time.
Hey, and Crystal, so what did you get out of it? How are you going to apply it in business?
Well, main thing my download that I had was that I need to talk about my my gifts. I need to use my gifts and talk about my gifts more, because I do tend to hide under a bushel. So you know, so many things I've done, and I just think I don't want to talk about that, as in things I've learned, I mean, but and different successes, I suppose. And I need to get that out there and let people know. That's been a
Find
big
your
thing
voice.
that's come through.
Find your voice, you know, find your message.
Yeah, definitely. Blue was a big part that came through, which is usually, and I'm wearing blue because that's always something I need help with my throat chakra to speak. So it's which is bizarre because it's something that I do a lot. So but that was a big thing that came through, and it's what I want to do more of anyway. So I need to sort of work out how to put that, as we're going to work on anyway, Cheryl, but how to put that all together to get that out there. So thank you, Julie.
And sometimes it's great to have those reminders of what we should be working on because we're just too close to it. So coming to you, Leslie, so what did you get and how are you going to apply it to your business?
There are things I've written it down because there's just too much going on in my head. The things I need to clear out, things from my past, from my childhood. They're all hidden in boxes in my head, and I really need to clear them out. And I feel as if I'm out of sync. I would like my chakras realigned because I am moving forward into a process which is massive to me. So not just emotionally, but practically, I need to be more aligned and not to be so self-conscious. I need to, I can do this. And I heard go Leslie, and I can do this. I will and I can is what I'm saying.
And it was so interesting watching the Rich Dad, Poor Dad program because I saw far more of Leslie in that than I'd ever seen. So it was really good to watch the program just to see the you. And so I can't wait for us to catch up this week because I know we're meeting up online on Wednesday. So I really want to almost like learn more about the tune of Leslie because I don't we've seen enough of that in the flesh, but quite a lot of it was seen on TV. So as you say, I want to see more of this alignment.
Yeah.
So who else do we need to come to? Karen, if we come to you, how are you going to use this in business?
Almost got away with it.
No, I haven't forgotten about you either. And Ellen, I know you can't speak, so perhaps you can put in the chat list, you know, how you'll apply it in business. So over to you, Karen. What did you get out of it? How are you going to use it in business?
I think I just need to keep going on with the Marissa Peer course and just keep chipping away at it and do some of her hypnosis tapes as well. Because I've got a lot of stuff to unravel, but I've got an awful lot to give once it's done. So got a couple of interesting messages there. So I just need to follow those up.
And Karen is right there, you know, when we're doing this Marissa Peer, we are digging deep with a lot of hypnosis and meditation and coming across some really raw stuff. And I think to myself, gosh, you know, I'm 61. I thought I would have cleared out my fridge time and time again. So I've done just about every qualification there is out there, you know, Reiki master, all NLP master, you name it, and I've done it. Yet there's still stuff that's there. And I'm thinking, wow, I've got to 61 and I've been running Iron Woman for 12 years and had no inkling that people came to Iron Woman to see me as well.
A woman who did the coaching course with me, and she described it as having a garden, and there are weeds in the garden, but you get to choose how you want your garden to look, but you have to keep deep weeding because the weeds will keep coming back if you don't pay attention. So your brain is like a garden. If you don't pay attention and if you don't keep doing that weeding and planting the good flowers that you want to see, then you'll keep getting the weeds and the weeds will overrun. So you just have to keep practicing at it.
Really important, really important. So coming to you, Lorna. Last but not least, Lorna, how will you apply this? How are you going to find this inner child and creativity, Lorna? Have you taken up the caring role? Because I could see you nodding when I said that.
No, I remember from the Aspire course, as Karen, you know, I was on with yourself and Karen, was that I realized I've always been a leader. always, as a child, as the eldest of three, I was always the leader of the pack, and so it's no small wonder that I'm now this sort of bossy boots person, in middle age. Really, I think what I've got today is I realize I've got a lot of barricades up, and as gregarious as I may come across, I know that I've put barricades up around me for self-protection. And it's kind of made me think, well, yeah, maybe, I'm like one of those little sea creatures, and they go into their hole in the sand and they put some pebbles. Maybe I'll just sort of spit one out and see what the world is like from beyond the barricade.
Oh, so when are you going to take the barricade down?
Oh God, no. One pebble at a time. Let's not rush into anything now. But yeah, I think, and the other thing is the big visual that came across to me was freedom, and that word freedom and free is so important to me. I cannot tell you, it is my word, and that just came blazing in. So interesting.
Because I can remember in Aspire as well, you say, without having artistic freedom, I don't want to be doing any of it. And I think it's probably the same for Miriam, yeah? Yeah. And what freedoms do we need, to being in business worthwhile, or have we not even found what we need in order to make doing business worthwhile? And it's lovely to hear that Ellen, they jump online and do meditation 6:30 a.m. every morning. That is incredible as a group. Gosh, absolutely amazing. Well done, Ellen. So over to you, Julie, for the last sort of roundup of these thoughts that people have. Do you want to sort of say something, add something at the end?
So yes, I think it's amazing that you all got well, it's not amazing. I'm not surprised by it at all. That you all got so much benefit out of it. So thank you so much. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to connecting with you all. And so yeah, if you have any questions or if there's anything that came up that you feel needs work on in any way, shape or form, then just give us a shout, and I'm happy to connect with you all and help. Let's help one another and be the best that we can be.
Fantastic. So obviously we have some new members that are part of the group. So can everyone make sure they hook up and have an online coffee and chat, because it's all about knowing one another and liking one another and trusting one another and doing some collaboration work together. And you might start the conversation thinking, oh, I haven't got anything in common here. And then all of a sudden, bang, you think, yeah, there's something we can work on together here. Yeah. And Karen's in Ireland, so she's Zoom limited really. So you've got to Zoom Karen, you can't meet her in the garden centre for a coffee, but you can get so much out of just talking to Karen online. So have a fantastic week everyone. Huge thank you to Julie for doing such an amazing masterclass.
Thank you, Julie.
Absolutely amazing. I'd love to explore more about next week about reels. I know a lot of people are putting reels out now on social media, and I'd love to explore putting meditations or sound up on websites. How do we do that? So depending on who I can convince to run the Iron Woman Hour next week will depend on which one of those we're going to be covering off. And please, can everyone put a note in their diary? Our next get together is going to be at Rachel's, and that's on the 21st of July, just before the kids break up from school. The last day of freedom for mums before the kids take over the house. So you can pop that in your diary. So have a great week, everyone. Please sort of check in with me if you've got any questions or anything. I'd love to chat, or we can book a Zoom or just jump on FaceTime. So have a fabulous weekend, and do remember to connect with everyone. And thank you again, Julie. You were amazing.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. See you same place next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Cheryl.
Bye all.
Cheryl, can I quickly ask you just to send me the sizes that you want for the 2 pictures, so that then I can order the canvases?
Okay, I've got to come off because it'll always be part of the recording. Oh, it's okay. I'll chat to you now.